Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you so much for coming this evening to learn about luxury river cruising with AmaWaterways. I want to thank Jackie and John Matthews for inviting me to share my stories with you on AmaWaterways and this fabulous itinerary that they have group space on. They are going to be hosting Melodies of the Danube, escorting their group on September the 13th of 2021. So I'm just going to have an absolute delightful evening with you. We're going to talk about AmaWaterways. I'm going to walk you through a day in the life on Ama, tell you a little bit about us, and then I'm going to walk you through this fabulous, wonderful itinerary. I've been with AmaWaterways for 11 years and have done all of our itineraries. And I'd like to say that in actuality, Melodies of the Danube is the most requested itinerary in all of the rivers of Europe. It really is just such an incredible opportunity for you to be able to visit 5 countries in 7 nights and to be able to see not only the world-class cities of Budapest and Vienna and Prague, but also to be able to see the fairy tale towns along the river. And they are so delightful and so special in their ways. So it is great fun for me to be able to do this with you this evening. You know, you might have been an ocean cruiser, and oceans do take you to countries, but you know, rivers take you through them. What's so incredible about river cruising, first of all, we carry very few people. Our ships are carrying 156 guests, and every bend in the river is another castle, another vineyard, another fairy tale town. This is an absolutely lovely picture of what it's like to be on the river. And 24 hours a day, you are wrapped in the culture, the language, the libation, the food, the architecture, the beautiful mountains, the wonderful vineyards. You just are immersed, and it makes for a very, very special opportunity for you with taking a river cruise. A little bit about our company. We were founded in 2002 by Rudy Schreiner, Christine Karsten, Gary Murphy, and we're family owned. So we're a family owned company. And the really important thing about AmaWaterways is that we are a debt-free company. Rudy Schreiner pays cash for our vessels. So I have 25 ships by the end of next year, and they are all paid for. So in this time of pandemic and businesses having, you know, maybe some issues and whatever, I just want you to feel very confident about sailing with AmaWaterways. Rudy Schreiner actually is really the, if you will, the godfather of river cruising. Not only does he design our vessels, he is the architect of them, but he does some really wonderful amenities that I'm going to talk about that is different from some of the other river cruise lines out in the marketplace. You know, the one fabulous thing about river is that we dock in the heart of town. Embarkation and disembarkation is just so easy. When we stop, you simply walk off. It's great. You can take off on your own, do what you'd like to do, or you can take advantage of one of the many, many tours that we offer that are included in your travels with AmaWaterways. The ships dock, again, very close to the center of the city, which is really great fun. Here you see one of our vessels, and it's just a delight not to have to wait for a tender to pick you up as you do in ocean cruising. We have award-winning ships. We are very proud to be rated the highest river cruise ships in Europe. And again, Rudy creates our vessels with elegantly appointed, very spacious staterooms. This is called a twin balcony cabin, which is something that he designed. You have not only a French balcony, where you see the orange chair there, which you would open the doors, but you don't step out. But then to the left, we have a proper walkout seated balcony as well. So great fun. You use them both often, or depending on the time of the year that you're traveling. River cruise actually starts in the end of March and goes all the way through Christmas, New Year's. The beds come in twin or the big bed, and our bathrooms are beautifully appointed. They are 3 shower heads, which creates a spa shower, and again, beautifully appointed. If you happen to stay in one of our suites, the suites we have on board, we have 4 of them. They are 355 square feet, and they would have full tub and separate shower. Incidentally, the cabin you're looking at ranges from 210 to 235 square feet. I'll make one mention of a very special vessel, and this is called AmaMagna. She is one of a kind. It was the dream of our owner, Rudy Schreiner, to build this vessel. And the difference in her is, instead of being like everyone else, 443 feet long and 38 feet wide, she is 72 feet wide, so double the width. All the things I'm going to tell you about AmaWaterways are incorporated into this one-of-a-kind vessel that we have. And she just has an amazing amount of personal space. She actually is, we consider her all suites. She is fully balconied, all except the 10 standard cabins. We have 4 dining venues instead of 2. We have a fabulous Zen wellness center, of course, a pool with a pop-up bar. She also has the only elevator of any other river cruise ship that goes all the way to the top sun deck. Now, AmaWaterways, because of her width, only travels on the Danube and the upper and lower Danube. We are sustainable, very, very proud of our green awards, which we have gotten for our sustainability. We are so very interested in minimizing our carbon footprint. Rudy builds the ships with fuel-efficient engines, microfiltration, and we are able to come into a docking area and plug in to the grid, which makes it absolutely fantastic. It allows us to have priority docking spaces. So if you're able to plug in, that is really a good thing. And we are very, very proud of our green awards. Within the vessel, you're going to have complimentary Wi-Fi, to say the least. We spend more money, actually, on bandwidth than we do on fuel. So you want to be able to be connected, take all of your devices, whether you're in your cabin or you happen to be up on the top deck or whatever. It's complimentary 24/7. And we do have an Ama Cruise app. Now, you're able to download that on your phone if you would like to when you get on the vessel. And it's going to have everything that's going on with your cruise. It's really kind of fun because you've got it right in your hand instead of the Daily Cruiser piece, kind of paper that we give you. And we're going to continue to do that, but more and more people just always have their, phone in their hand. So that's fun. And you're able to actually, it has a map with your ship and where you are on your itinerary. It gives you information about all of the different shore excursions, the level of activity, and so forth. Also, the times you need to be on and off the ship or whatever. So it's just really great. The other thing is, because you have your contacts in your phone, you're actually able to send like an e-postcard every day to your list if you'd like to. The postcards are from where we are. It's really fun. Of course, there's no cost. And it's great fun to be able to use my Ama app. I'd like to make some comments about our crew. Our crew is incredibly special, and they will make your trip absolutely spectacular. On the left, we have a picture of one of our cruise managers. These people stay with us for years and years and years. They are a very, very important part of your cruise. They're the people that are going to talk to you every day about the different tours, about the levels of activity, and they get to know you. They're going to know your wishes and wants and make those kinds of things come true. Martina here has been with us for, I think, 15 years. They are multilingual. They are from around the globe. And the cruise manager, I would say, is about the second most important person on board, other than captain driving the vessel and maybe the hotel manager or the restaurant manager feeding you. But they're really incredible. And incidentally, English is the language spoken on AmaWaterways. Then we have a picture of a crew member. She happens to have a beautiful cocktail, looks like serving. We do have a sip and sell cocktail hour. That is an hour before dinner. People tend to meet in the lounge. It is complimentary and be able to enjoy themselves. But the crew are very, very special. They are coming from Eastern Europe, mostly, Hungary, Bulgaria, Romania, Serbia, those areas, and they just want to make your trip incredible. The number one comment that we get from our guests as they are disembarking the ship, we ask them to do a survey, is the crew made me feel like family. And AmaWaterways, Ama means love, and we are all about family. Yeah, the libation policy, let me go over that as well, because hey, you're on holiday. We are offering fine beers, wines, and soft drinks at lunch and at dinner. And may I say, very freely poured. And we change our wine every day to be able to complement this wonderful food that we're going to be serving you through the 5 countries that you're going to be traveling on this itinerary. Also, we start you out with sparkling wine at breakfast. Quite a nice way. Those are my mimosa people, and it's a nice way to get your day going. So, ladies and gentlemen, where do we go? I wanted to make you understand that all the blue lines that you see here on this map of Europe is where we are traveling. So we're doing just absolutely wonderful opportunities for you to see Europe on a river cruise. 14 rivers and waterways, 23 countries with 33 itineraries. And we're going to be doing a very special one in a couple of minutes, which is going to be from Budapest up to the town of Vilshofen. However, just to give you an idea of the scope of this, if you were to start in the Netherlands here in the North Sea and come down the Rhine to the main Danube Canal, and the main Danube Canal was built in the mid-1990s, and it connects the Danube, here we go here, the Danube all the way to the Black Sea. If you were to do that, that would be a 21-day cruise, but you would have traveled through 10 different countries, 3,000 kilometers. So it's really amazing what you could do with river. Most of our cruises are 7 nights, but we do have some 10 and 11. We do have a few 14s, and you're able to book back-to-back-to-back cruises if you'd like to do that. We do have 3 rivers in France, absolutely gorgeous areas. We are on the Seine in Normandy and Brittany. We are on the Saône and the Rhone rivers here in the upper and lower Côte du Rhône, and in Burgundy and Provence here in the lower area. And we're in Bordeaux, of course, world-class wines from Bordeaux. And we were in Portugal on the Douro. It's a very special river in a beautiful, beautiful location. The ship only carries 100 guests, and we are doing gorgeous tastings of port and the Vinho Verde wines that are there, and seeing the wonderful quintas, which are the wine chateaus up into the mountains in Portugal. Then we have an exotic product. We are in Egypt on the Nile. This is new for us next year. In 2021. It is a 7-night cruise from Luxor to Aswan, as well as including 4 nights in Cairo. And it does have pre and post land arrangements, pre in Dubai and in Jordan, or post in Israel. Now, we have actually pre and post land arrangements on all of our cruises. And you know, you're able to do none of them. If you would just like to get on the ship, do the cruise and get off, fine. Or we have pre and we have post. When I do the itinerary for you today, I'm going to talk about the pre in Budapest and the post in Prague. So, and these land arrangements are an extra cost to your cruise. In Asia, we are in Vietnam and Cambodia on the Mekong River. One of my very favorites. It's beautifully exotic with an amazing land program in Hanoi, Halong Bay, Siem Reap, where you have the monuments of Angkor Wat, and in Saigon or Ho Chi Minh City. And then Africa. Africa is a niche product for us, a very special product. The boat, not a ship, but the boat only carries 28 guests. It's 14 cabins, and it is 4-night float through the animals on the Chobe River. That's how I'd like to explain it, because when you're on the ship, a river brings the animals to you. So you're going to see an amazing amount of wildlife. After that wonderful 4-night float, we are then going to take you off the ship to Victoria Falls for 2 nights. Fabulous Victoria Falls, all things, and it is just really a world-class, World UNESCO site to be able to see Victoria Falls. But you're not just going to Africa for 6 nights, at least most people aren't. And so Jackie or John would have talked to you about choosing one of 5 safaris to complete your cruise. So ladies and gentlemen, the rivers and the wine, they continue to flow. It's been my great pleasure to be able to walk you through this wonderful Melodies of the Danube group that Jackie and John Matthews are going to be escorting. Thank you for listening to my stories. I look forward to having you come on AmaWaterways and really have a vacation of a lifetime. Thank you so much.